there. So my ex-husband yesterday, let's see, hold on, I'm trying to put something. Okay, my ex-husband yesterday, well, I heard him on the phone with his sister. His sister is a doctor, and she works in a nursing home of all things, and she's one of the squarest people on the face of the planet, okay? And she's to the point where she doesn't even think that the illness going around is even legitimate, okay? But she's had no patients die of the big C, the C word, not cancer, the other one. And her patients are dying of loneliness and starvation because they're on lockdown and can't be visited. Now she's being pressured to take the vaccine, and she does not want it. None of the employees want it there, she alleges. She was furious yesterday. I've never heard this woman screaming like this. I've also never heard this woman questioning official narratives. I mean, I'm telling you, if people like her are questioning it, there's something bad wrong, and everyone needs to. My ex-husband, too. But, I think the test is going to be what's going to happen. Is she going to stand up? Are they going to stand up? Is she going to get other employees to stand up? You know, how many are going to say no? You know, my kids' teachers, they all had to have it last week. I'm assuming they all got it. I mean, you know, and they're giving it to these healthy groups of people to keep the injury rates down, or to make, you know, because if they just gave it to elderly, I mean, it'd be 80% dead. And even on the healthy groups, I mean, at first statistics that are out are showing 4% severe injury, like 4,000 out of the first 100,000 had injury to the point that they can no longer feed themselves and will now require long-term medical care. When there was a 0.02% chance of dying from what it allegedly, you know, prevents. And then why aren't kids under 16 allowed to have it? Well, a couple reasons. They want a generation to still be able to reproduce, okay? They plan on wiping all of us out, and they want the kids to still be able to reproduce, the ones that are under 18 now. I think that's number one. And then number two is, you know, the toxins and the different things in it. It could maybe adversely affect kids worse because they're smaller. And so it would be really noticeable how dangerous it is if they gave it to kids as well. And that's the same way that with the elderly. CNN even put out a disclaimer at the beginning, right when vaccines were, right when the thing was first released, that don't be alarmed if the elderly start dying. I think I did a video on that. But my ex-husband, you know, he's been kind of a little bit weird lately with me, like nicer, complimentary. He knows how I am. He knows that I have preached that Big Brother is the enemy since the beginning of time. Since he's known me. He knows that. And he used to say I was crazy and stuff like that. But now, he agrees with me. But he still always says, you know, you take it too far, you take it too far. But yesterday, he was like, you know, I really think, he was like, so, well, okay, so I do tarot readings, so I'm doing this thing to try to grow my TikTok channel. So I had 78 people respond to a post the other day. I'd offered to do 50 card readings, and I had like 70 respond. And so he was like, you've got 78 people asking you. I was telling my son about it, and he overheard, and he was like, you've got 78 people asking for card pulls. I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, how many of them pay, and all this stuff. And I was going into it, you know, that, you know, well, they can tip if they want. And I made like $20 off of it. I mean, it wasn't much, but people really don't tip very much. It's kind of depressing, especially these people that you get readings for over and over and over. It's like, can you throw me $10 once in a while? $5. Anyways, so next time I do a post like that, I'm going to require that they pay $1 or $2 a dollar or two to get a card pull, and then it'll probably reduce how many respond, which is less work, and I'll make a little money. So we'll see. Anyways, but he was like, "You're just like a gypsy." he was like, you come up with these unconventional ways to make money and these unconventional ways to sustain yourself. He's like, and I am not saying that that's a bad thing. He's like, I'm saying that I think you have like genetic gypsy in your genes. He's like, you're a true survivor and a true nonconformist. And I was like, well, yeah, I kind of am. And and I really am. And that's one of the reasons that I got so upset back in 2014 when my marriage was over and I had a really bad year and was going through some personal struggles and some health issues and mental health issues, physical issues, all those things. And nobody had faith in me. Everybody's like, oh well, she's ruined, she's hopeless, she's worthless. And I had one bad year. Basically, I'm no longer friends with virtually anybody I was before that. And I mean, it's weird because some of these people I've been friends with a long time. But things happen for a reason, and I have found some of my soul tribe on the internet. And I would say that I'm part gypsy. And I also know that I'm part Celtic druid. But gypsy makes a lot of sense on my mom's side, and then on my dad's side, the Celtic druid. But someone told me I had pharaonic bloodlines, which is from the pharaohs recently, and it's somebody that I kind of trust. And coincidentally, a lot of the pharaonic, like the Tuatha De Danann or Danann, or I don't know how to say that. Which is who I feel that I'm somehow associated with. They are believed to have mixed with the pharaohs. So, interesting. I don't know. That doesn't really matter. I did a video on TikTok yesterday about how Americans should be like more grateful for what they have. I mean, I see them all, like all these people just complaining about this trivial stuff and everything, and it's like, do you realize that there are billions of people in this world that don't have access to clean water? Like, they literally have to go outside and drink out of a mud hole if there's a mud hole out there. It's like, and I really think that Americans just need to be more grateful for what they have and, just take a step back and maybe look at your perspective. And some girl comments talk about, she's racist, y'all. There was not one thing that I said that was racist. The fact that Americans need to be grateful for water fountains makes me racist. What the? Anyways, I responded back to her. We'll see. She's an energy vampire and an internet troll. And looks about to be 18 years old. Focusing on the wrong thing. Spending their time on the wrong thing. I mean, anybody going around spreading hate on the internet needs to, get something better to do with their time. I can come up with some suggestions for you, trust me. And one other thing about this shot. I don't know what words, but one other thing about it is on all of the disclosures, it's supposedly it's for this C thing. Well, they don't know whether or not you can still get the C thing or not. It's fully experimental, people. It has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with altering your DNA. It's very, very dangerous, and to blindly just take that shows your ignorance and your brainwashing. And I mean, it's even beyond ignorance at this point. It's stupidity, because the information is out there. There are millions of people saying, don't do this blindly. So, we told you so. I hope you don't get injured.